Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to help you to understand how you can become a solutions architect. Solutions architecture has become a very popular profession and you can earn quite a lot of money in this industry. As a solutions architect, many people will earn well in excess of 6 figures and sometimes double that. So what does it take to become a solutions architect? Now, firstly, let me just explain what solutions architecture is for those of you who don't know. Now, I've been working in the industry for well over 25 years. I've worked as a senior solutions architect and an enterprise architect. And what I would do as a solutions architect is I would meet with my customers, the clients of my business, and those would be other companies, large companies from a variety of different industry verticals. And I would help them to meet their business requirements through technology. So I would ask them what exactly they're trying to achieve, what their business is trying to do, and then I would go and look at, what are the various different options? What are the different technologies that can help them to meet those business needs? And that's essentially what solutions architecture is. All right, so how can you become a solutions architect? Well, one of the great things is you can start off getting certifications. AWS have a great certification program. There's two particular certifications relating to solutions architecture. The first one is the Solutions Architect Associate. This is good if you want to be a solutions architect or for a variety of other job roles as well, like cloud support engineer, cloud administrator, or technical account manager. AWS have multiple tiers, if you like, of difficulty and achievement. So they have the foundational level, the cloud practitioner, then they have the associate level. There's 3 associate certifications. Solutions architecture is one of them. Another one is the developer associate. And then there's the SysOps administrator associate. Now, I would recommend if you want to become a solutions architect, get all 3. There's lots of overlap. So it's worth putting in a little bit more study time and getting all 3. And that will give you a broader understanding of the technology. Now, for those who already have some experience and are moving into more senior roles, the Solutions Architect Professional is also a great certification from AWS to help you into those job roles. Now, in order to become a solutions architect, you do need some experience. So it does usually take some time in the industry before you're going to become a solutions architect. But there are lots of other starting off points as well, like cloud support engineer and technical account manager. There's a variety of different roles that you can go into at a lower level, a more junior level, and then move into solutions architecture over time. And what you're trying to do is build up the necessary experience to become a solutions architect, because it does require quite a broad set of skills. So, what are some of those additional skills that you need? So, you need hands-on experience. Hands-on experience is absolutely key. You need to work in the industry. You need to be exposed to a variety of different projects so you understand a broad set of different technologies. You need some business analysis skills. As I mentioned before, solutions architecture is about meeting business requirements through technology. So you need to understand how to analyze what the business are trying to do and how you can meet those requirements and do it in a cost-effective way, do it in a way that meets all the compliance requirements of the business, security standards, and those sorts of things. You need strong interpersonal skills. Solutions architecture is not something where you can just sit in an office on your own and get on with it. You have to work with other people. There's usually lots of different stakeholders in the business. They can be anything from the CIO or the CEO through to subject matter experts and technology experts in various different parts of the business. Also, you need broad technology skills. It's okay to get AWS certifications, but you need to know more than just AWS. That's not going to do it alone, because you're going to be exposed to a variety of different technologies from software through to hardware. You need to understand some on-premises technology. Lots of people are going to be moving into the cloud, but most likely they're still going to have some on-premises technology as well. There's lots of companies who are using what we call a multi-cloud deployment scenario. That means they're using different clouds, maybe Azure, maybe they're also using Google Cloud Platform. Maybe they have on-premises infrastructure as well. Other clouds, so yeah, Azure and Google Cloud Platform. On-premises might be private clouds like VMware and OpenStack. You can see those on the left here. You're going to need a solid understanding of compute, storage, networking, databases, and similar technologies. Maybe analytics and big data, machine learning as well. Automation, containers, and serverless. Absolutely key technologies for most of the modern cloud-native applications that we deploy within the public cloud. So you need to understand these technologies. Many of them are used on premises as well. You may also need some programming or scripting skills as well. Now, I've said these are useful, not necessarily essential. I think they are very useful, so you should at least learn one programming language to a basic level at least. But you don't necessarily need to program for solutions architecture jobs. Now let's look at some additional skills. So most people know Windows, but lots of people don't know Linux. Linux is the operating system of the cloud. You do need to know Linux if you're going to be working in the cloud space. Very widely used operating system, so make sure you get some basic skills there. Infrastructure as code is about automation and orchestration. Terraform is widely used across businesses and across different clouds as well. And CloudFormation is an AWS technology. For containers, you want to learn AWS technology like ECS as well as Docker and Kubernetes as well. And then programming languages. Two of the most useful in the cloud would be Python and Node.js. And of course, DevOps and CI/CD tools. Even if you're going to be a solutions architect, you should know these because most organizations are using this continuous integration and continuous deployment, especially when they're deploying applications into the cloud. So it's worth understanding how that whole ecosystem works. Gaining experience is one of the challenges. We all need to get experience to get jobs. Many jobs are asking for experience, so how do you get it in the first place? Now, if you're already working in the industry, then you can get industry experience that way, but you might not even necessarily be working in the cloud space. You might be working in an on-premises environment. You might have a sort of narrower set of skills that you're using there, and you're now trying to break into some of the more modern technologies and cloud technologies. So whether you're coming from a complete beginner background or you're already in the industry and transitioning into cloud, there's a few different things you can do. So one is you can use training courses that include lots of challenging hands-on exercises. At Digital Cloud Training, that's what we do. We build out our training courses. So we have lots of hands-on exercises that gradually get more difficult and more complex so that you're building up that solid hands-on experience. We want to make sure that you don't just know the facts for the exam, but you also know how to build technology using the cloud services we're teaching you. You can also find examples of projects online. Medium is very good. The AWS website is very good for AWS technologies. So you can go and find projects that other people have written about and then just deploy those in your own free tier account. And that's a great way to get some more experience. Another tool is to use pre-configured labs which have a certain challenge aspect to them. So they give you a scenario and you've got to complete some steps and try and build it, and it gives you some feedback to help you understand where you're going right and where you're going wrong. So we have a product called Challenge Labs. It's actually hosted by a company called Skillable. There's 1,000 or more challenges across many, many different technologies. Great way to both test your skills, so validate your existing skills, or to actually learn skills as well. Lastly, there's bootcamps. And by bootcamps, I'm talking about actual live training where you have experienced instructors in a live virtual classroom helping you out, teaching you the technology and helping you to build real-world applications so you're actually building that strong practical skill set. This is an area of business we've been moving into over the last year or so at Digital Cloud Training, and we know for sure now that this is the most beneficial service that we provide to our customers that really helps them into the profession, into the industry, and actually getting a job versus just getting a certification. So why are bootcamps so much better than on-demand training? Well, on-demand training is great if you're good at self-studying, but to be honest, most people actually don't finish those on-demand training courses. That's just an industry-wide thing. It's not just something that we're seeing. And also, most cloud job seekers do cite a lack of experience as being their biggest challenge. So it's not about certifications. Many people have certifications. In fact, there's a huge number of people with AWS certifications today. So you're not actually differentiating yourself by having an AWS certification or even multiple AWS certifications. It's really about the experience, and bootcamps are a way to get that experience. If you're in the industry already, but you're not working in cloud, then it gives you that experience working with cloud technology. If you've not even worked in the industry, then it's even more important because now you're getting that general IT experience as well as the cloud-specific experience. You get to join a cohort of other learners and you get to follow a structured learning path, so it's all sort of laid out for you with all the variety of different technologies. Our bootcamps include Python and Linux, as well as AWS, of course, multiple AWS certifications. We teach Docker, we teach Kubernetes, we teach Terraform. So all of those key skills that you need to know. You'll gain practical skills building real-world applications. So this is not just about the more simple ones that we offer in our training courses. They're far more complex in the bootcamp, and there's lots of projects that you get to complete online with lots of assistance, and then some more sort of homework style projects where you get to then go off and practice on your own and really sort of hone those skills so that you can do it independently. And of course, you're getting to learn from industry experts with lots of experience and getting that support. Being around the right people who have experience, that's where the real learning happens. Very hard to do that in isolation, very hard to do that just with video-based training. So those are my tips for moving into solutions architecture. Whether you use our training or not is absolutely fine, but the key is to build your experience, gain those certifications, have a broad set of skills so you don't necessarily need to go super deep. I would recommend for solutions architecture, you need to go more broad. So make sure you get that broad set of skills and then start building that experience. And you can start sometimes in more junior positions and then work towards solutions architecture. Of course, that really depends on your background. So I hope that was helpful, and I wish you all the best for your cloud career.